When winter took her father, the house turned cold in more ways than one. The stepmother's smile never warmed. Her daughters measured worth in lace and mirrors. The youngest slept by the hearth to catch a little heat and woke with ash on her sleeves. They called her Cinderella, as if the name could keep her small, but kindness and backbone kept their own names in her. She rose before light and worked past moonrise, hauling water, mending gowns that weren't hers, baking, sweeping. Kindness in her did not mean agreeing to cruelty. It meant answering plainly, refusing to mimic meanness, and tending a small tree over her mother's grave where she could breathe. Then an invitation crossed even that threshold, a ball at the palace so the prince might truly meet his people. Every eligible maiden, the herald read. The stepsisters shrieked for ribbons and combs. Cinderella hemmed, pinned, and stitched until her fingers pricked red. "May I go?" she asked when the last seam lay flat. Laughter answered, and a pile of chores meant to keep her home. She finished them anyway and stood in the doorway with no dress, no carriage, and a steady heart. At twilight, a woman stepped from the garden as if she had always been there. "Child," said the godmother, "bring me a pumpkin." Steel flashed. Rind became coach, mice became horses, a lizard a footman, rags a dress bright as frost. "One condition," the godmother said, tapping Cinderella's wrist. "Midnight is a border. Cross back before it closes." The palace was lit to look like noon. Music braided through pillars. Talk thinned as Cinderella entered. She moved with the quiet of someone who has done 1,000 hard things without applause. The prince noticed the way the room steadied around her. They danced, and he asked real questions. What she liked to read, what she made with her hands, and listened to the answers. Then the clock told. 12 heavy notes, a promise coming due. Cinderella thanked him and ran, down the stair across the terrace, keeping her word and leaving a single glass slipper behind. The prince sent that small proof through the city. No pedigree, no dowry, only fit. Doors opened. Some tried to force what did not belong. The glass would not flatter. At Cinderella's house, the sisters pinched and pouted. The shoe refused. "May I try?" asked the girl by the hearth. The footman shrugged. The slipper slid on as if it remembered her step. Recognition is quieter than trumpets. The prince came, and the kitchen felt, for a breath, like a hall again. He offered his hand as if asking for the rest of a dance. Cinderella took it. She did not throw her past away. She set down what had weighed her and walked forward. People like to say magic made her rise. Magic opened a door. Cinderella walked through it with the person she had made while no one watched. Someone whose grace had edges, whose promise kept time, whose courage was a steady step. The house she left grew less cruel without a target. The little tree over her mother's grave threw deeper shade each summer. On a shelf, a glass slipper still catches light. Useless as a tool, perfect as a reminder. You are not defined by ash or silk, but by how you step when the music starts and when it stops.